All right, hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video, we're gonna be reviewing a Stage 3 GTI. This is my first time in an IS-38 GTI. This thing is utterly insane. Now, one of the cool things about this, and a lot of you guys are gonna be super psyched about this particular tune, is it is an EQT tune, Equilibrium Tuning. And I'm really excited to actually try out yet another EQT tune because the last car that I was in was a Stage 1 A3 and I really liked it. So, of course, this, as you guys know, hits a little bit home with me because yet again, we're back in another GTI. So, pretty much we'll go over some of the mods. As you guys can see, this car is still on a pretty aggressive summer tire, but the owner just simply does not drive it that much in the wintertime. And as you guys can see, the roads are, dry. They are, of course, pretty cold, and we're not going to go super crazy during our drive today, but we're still going to enjoy the car and see what it's all about. So, as you guys can see, the car is obviously on the summer tires, as I mentioned before. So yeah, we'll pretty much start with the front of the car. As you guys can see, we have an Aerofab front splitter. Also notable on the back, we have an Aerofab rear wing, and we'll show you guys that shortly. We also have a couple badge skins located around the car. We have the obviously the reflector delete in the front. It looks super clean, especially with the black. But overall, this car is really nice. This is, of course, a GTI Rabbit, so it is obviously a special edition car. And if you guys are wondering, this car is actually also for sale. I'll list his email in the description below, so you guys can reach out to him if you're interested. Of course, if you do buy this car and you want to get the whole collection filmed by me, let me know, and I'd love to come down and shoot the collection. But yeah, so this car is wicked cool. I haven't had much seat time in it. Obviously, I just drove to this one location. But really nice spec, super clean. As you guys can see, we have a strafe design diffuser on the back. We have a Cobb full exhaust, I believe also with a Cobb downpipe. And notable right here, we have GTI Rabbit symbol and a little kick plate as well. So as mentioned before, this has the Aerofab rear wing. Again, I've never really decided to do this on my car, but after seeing it on this car, it's definitely something that I'd consider. It looks really nice. And of course, that diffuser is very aggressive with those Cobb tips. So the car is lowered. It's on Eibach Pro springs, and yeah, it's really aggressive. Obviously, as you guys can see, there's really not much wheel gap. You could fit barely a finger in there, and yeah, it looks super nice, especially with these wheels. These are TSW chicane wheels. They're 19 by 8.5, and it's running a 245 tire, so decent meat on these wheels for sure. And of course, this is the Rabbit, so you get those performance package brakes, which we might need today, given the fact that this does have a big IS-38. So without further ado, we'll actually pop the hood. All right. And we'll go through everything that's under the hood. So as you guys can see, we have the full integrated engineering intake. Of course, this is a closed system, so prevent any heat soak. Another thing to note, this has a Mishimoto intercooler and a full charge pipe kit, and overall this thing is super sweet. Of course, we have an IS-38 turbo right there, as mentioned before, EQT tuned, and this thing is a beast, utter beast. His car's relatively low miles too. It's only around 15K, and he doesn't really daily drive it, so don't expect those miles to really rack up that much. We'll hop right in. Not too much has changed in the interior. He does have a Helix subwoofer upgrade, and of course these paddle extensions, which are actually not extensions, they're full replacements, which look really nice. So what we'll do, we'll start up the car right now. It roars right to life, guys. Holy smokes. Very nice sounding car. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna just drive around in normal mode. We don't need to go too crazy right now. This is actually one of my first times in a GTI facelift, so it's a little interesting, but again, it's really not too much is different on the inside versus the standard Mark 7s. I will say this thing is wicked cool. Another thing to note too, this does have a little split in the windshield, but that will be fixed prior to anyone purchasing it, so keep that in mind. But yeah, driving impressions. So aside from the noise, and it's not too noisy, it's not that boomy in here, but I will say it feels like a pretty standard car. Obviously, that will change once you get on the power. The suspension is a super subtle suspension. It's not aggressive. It doesn't beat you up. It, you know, it's very comparable to what you would find in like a DCC in race mode. Honestly, it's not that aggressive. So that's worth noting. I know a lot of upgraded suspension can be pretty stiff. But yeah, overall, pretty nice ride. Of course, what you expect from a GTI. It is, of course, one of the best, in my opinion, best daily drivers. So I'm happy to say that feeling is still there. And now, one of the things I will say, for having an upgraded full exhaust, there's really not much vibration inside the cabin. In fact, I would say with my non-res Remus, I get a little bit of maybe the same type of feeling. And keep in mind, this is a full exhaust. All right. So yeah, overall, another thing I want to note also for you guys, this has a APR TCU tune, so same exact DSG tune that I had in my GTI. That's simply just to hold down the power. Of course, with stage 3, even with stage 2 with the high torque, you're going to need to do the TCU tune. This, of course, has it with obviously the stage 3 kit. Of course, engine start stop in a stage 3 car. Could you guys imagine? But yeah, for the sake of this video, and because this car is not mine and it's for sale, we're not going to go too crazy today. We're not lighting up the tires. We will do, you know, a couple pulls here and there, but you know, I'm very familiar with what this car will do if you give it too much gas. So we're gonna, you know, go a little easy today. It's really nice to drive just casually too. As I said, it really feels kind of like what you'd expect from a, you know, a standard GTI. Of course, that will all change once you get on it, but overall, very nice experience for sure. So our oil temps are pretty much to where I want them to be. We will put the car in sport mode, and we'll see how the gearbox reacts just to sport auto, and then we'll obviously go into manual mode. But yeah, right when you let off the throttle, it kind of does this really nice kick. It reminds you that you are in sport mode. Wow. And being an IS38, you know, it has really good feel for sure. The DSG is very responsive. This, of course, is the 7-speed because the facelifts did only get the 7-speed. And I like it in my Golf R. I know a lot of people don't really like it in the GTI and the GLI, but with this TCU tune, I will say it smoothens out really any of those imperfections and that glitchiness that people endure when they're driving it. All right, and we got a little bit of crackles going on right now too. Sounds pretty good, for sure. Yeah, see, too much, the road is way too cold, and I'm not turning off traction. There's just no way, but Yeah, it feels really good. It's very, very responsive. I like these paddle extensions as well. They feel really, really nice in the hand. One of the things that's also good to know with these paddle extensions, if of course you do, or paddle replacements, is if you do decide to go this route, you need to make sure that you're not shifting up here, because they have little pins and those pins can break. So do treat these like an OEM shifter. I know they're obviously extended, but try to shift them where you would shift them in kind of the older shifter, because again, the pins can't take being shifted up here. It'll potentially snap them, and replacing them is a pain in the butt. All right, so we're getting up to kind of, got a little bit of traffic today, but it's kind of what you'd expect on a weekend day. But overall, this thing is driving great. I'm really, really enjoying this car. And the exhaust sounds really nice too. Like very, very nice. You get a couple of revs. Not too bad, not too bad. For the sake of noise, we'll close that window. We got a little opening up here. I'm gonna take it a little easy, but feels good. You know, it reacts just like a Stage 2 GTI would. However, if you really stay in it, you're gonna get that extra power. Now, you guys are probably wondering, what are the performance figures of this car? I'll let you know. So this car is running around 340 wheel horsepower and 377 pound-feet of torque. That's really quite a lot for a front-wheel drive car. It's more than my car, of course. More power, more torque. However, that's what you're gonna pretty much expect with this setup. But paired with the DSG, everything is super smooth. The downshifts, I'm not getting any lurchiness, even from what I experience in my car. This car is very, very dialed in. EQT did a really good job with this tune. Of course, it's pretty conservative because it's really only running 340 wheel horsepower. Most times you see 360 and above, but in this case, this car is it's running an extremely conservative tune, so it's something probably to know if you're considering buying this car. Being an IS38 tune, obviously, an IS38 upgrade, it is gonna have that OEM feel. And you're obviously not pushing the car, because an IS38 is what you'll find in a Golf R, which is very similar to this car. All right, we got a little bit of opening. We'll keep this car in third gear and we'll roll into it. Yeah, it feels really good, guys. Wow, really good feel. Another good pull in. Wow, really good feel. Got a little bit of burbles too. I like how it's pretty inconsistent. You're not getting the same burble each time. See, you probably won't get sick of it, which is nice. That's one of the things that I liked about my APR or Crackle tune, was the fact that it was pretty randomized. I know it's cold outside. Oh, wow, that was a good snap. pops get louder too. Wow, oh my god, this is such a good tune. I know why you guys want me to go EQT now. It's so, the power just, it really it's a nice feeling. It's a very good feeling. It doesn't fall on its face. Yeah, it feels really good, guys. Got another pull going. I'm gonna put so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna leave the transmission in its sport auto setting and we'll see what the car wants to do. So here we go. Oh my god. My god, guys. Holy smokes, this thing's an animal. An utter animal. I think we have probably, I know with the roads being cold, but I think we have a little bit of temperature in these tires where, you know, they're not going to slip up. I really haven't had any traction lights, or at least none that I've noticed. So the car, I think, is finally at the best grip we're probably going to experience today for sure. And my god, this thing is such a beast. All right, so we're going to turn here. And we'll head our way back. But my god, guys, holy smokes, holy smokes. We'll do a little pull with the window down, see if we can get any really nice intake noises. Here we go. What an animal. What an absolute animal. Alright, for the sake of these tires, we're not going to be none of that low speed pull. That was our last low speed pull. I don't want to light up these tires too much, but my god, my goodness gracious, what an absolute machine. So you guys are probably wondering why this car is for sale, and it's simply because the owner wants to try something a little different. He said to me that he's gone through a lot of cars and he really doesn't hold on to cars that long. So you know, there's really obviously nothing that he really wants to do extra to this car. He finds that it's at its perfect point. I have to agree with him. I wouldn't want any more power. It's and what I said in my car, you know, stage 2 is enough, and this car is stage 3, so it takes my car, it laughs in its face, because my god, this is so fast. Wow. Hopefully you guys can hear all the wonderful sounds. Of course, this is being filmed on my my new camera equipment. It's the currently using the internal microphone on the GoPro, and I think it's doing a fine job. Yeah, this thing is something else, guys. It's really quite a ride. Yeah, the owner knew exactly what he was doing, and I mean, not only does it sound good, drive good, I mean, it looks good. I mean, it's such a beauty, such a great car to be in. We'll try to find a little pull-off spot where we can end the video. I think this would be perfectly fine. Let's try to avoid these bumps right over here. But yeah, what an animal. And you guys are probably wondering that it, you know, because it's low, is it scraping on everything? I haven't had one scrape. It really does, it's obviously, you know, with the splitter you'd expect something, but I mean, it's quite a machine. It really is. So pull the handbrake up. We'll do one final walk around. Yeah, so guys, if you're interested in buying this car, it is of course for sale. As you guys see how it is, that's pretty much what you're gonna get. So I love it. If I was in the market for a GTI, I would totally scoop this car. Very low mileage, around 15,000 miles, and yeah, just an utter beauty. So if you guys are interested in purchasing this car, the email to the owner will be in the description below. I want to thank him for obviously giving me this opportunity to drive his amazing car. I hope one of you guys picks this thing up, because it'd be super cool to film the collection. Of course, being a GTI Rabbit, it's just that extra special. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more. There's a lot of this coming. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video, and yeah, have a nice day. Peace out, guys.